Hey, good morning, friends. We're happy it's Friday. We have the giggles.
We do. We're going to pull it together.
Yeah,
We've
we're
got
gonna
this.
pull it together.
We've got this.
Hey, everyone. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, you have got to be the captain of this ship right now because we don't have it together. We've got to send it to you.
I was saying, I think I missed an inside joke here because these two were laughing through the commercial break, so we'll give them a moment to get things together. But I want to know if it was like a funny dad joke or something, if you got something out of Mark Hanrahan's book or whatnot. But before I get too carried away, let's cover our weather heading into the weekend and what is going to be a warm weekend of weather. We're still just a degree above the freezing mark, but that's all it takes for things to feel just a-okay outside for an early morning commute. Though there could be some frosty conditions. It's not really truly icy, but had noticed a little bit of frost on some of the side streets early on this morning. 33 Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, 34 in Deer Park, and 35 in Pullman. A bit colder out of Ritzville, where it is 29 and below freezing right now. But our next storm system is already inbound. Plenty of clouds already streaming overhead. The rain will follow suit later on tonight. So coming up, we're going to time out when that rain is set to arrive. And yes, it will be rain and not snow because of how mild our forecast is for the next couple days.
Brian Kohberger is expected to be back in court later this morning. He's accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022. His attorneys filed a motion to reconsider his request to have the grand jury indictment against him. A judge already denied this request, but his defense team says that there was misconduct by the prosecution, a lack of evidence, and a biased grand jury. That hearing begins at 11 a.m. Spokane police have arrested a 22-year-old man for killing another man that he found sleeping in his mother's closet.
KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk dug through court documents and has new developments this morning.
Well, according to court documents, the 22-year-old told police he thought he was home alone until he heard snoring coming from his mom's bedroom. Cody Lowe told police he recognized the man he found in her closet. Now that man is dead, and some of Lowe's family members are claiming he acted in self-defense.
Aside from a reckless driving conviction, Cody Lowe has a clean criminal history. Now the 22-year-old is being charged with second-degree murder.
Apparently the suspect is in that apartment in his mother's bedroom.
Lowe is accused of shooting and killing 53-year-old Willie Anderson, a man he's known for most of his life. According to court docs, Lowe thought he was home alone early Wednesday morning in the South Hill apartment he shared with his mom. He grabbed a gun when he heard someone snoring in his mom's bedroom.
Apparently he knows the suspect. He says his name is Will. They had some words and things got heated, so he shot him.
Lowe told police he told Anderson to get out and followed him around the apartment as the 53-year-old looked for his shoes, according to court docs. Then, Lowe says Anderson raised his arms quickly, and that's when Lowe told police he closed his eyes and pulled the trigger.
He's telling us his mom is showing up now and going into the apartment.
Police interviewed Lowe's mother, who said she snuck Anderson into the apartment through her bedroom window before she left, and apparently didn't tell her son he was inside. Anderson and Lowe's mom were in the process of rekindling a relationship, according to court docs.
He has a lot of family and friends supporting him.
Lowe wiped away tears as his grandmother spoke in court this afternoon, telling the court her grandson is not a threat to the community and certainly not a killer.
We'd like to ask the court to see this as we do, as a self-defense.
Lowe's family asked Court Commissioner Eugene Cruz to release him without bond. He did not grant their wish and poked holes in that self-defense argument.
Mr. Anderson had permission to be in that apartment, had permission to be with your mother. You had indicated that it was your intention to pull the trigger. And you also indicated to officers that Mr. Anderson never threatened or harmed you.
Prosecutors asked the court to set Lowe's bond at $1 million. Commissioner Eugene Cruz ended up setting it at $100,000. Cody Lowe denied our request for a jailhouse interview. In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
The time now is 6:05. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. New this morning, an Idaho death row inmate is now the suspect in a decades-old cold case in California. Deputies in California believe Thomas Creech shot and killed Daniel Walker back in 1974. Creech is currently on death row in Idaho for 3 murders committed in the 70s and 80s. Last week, he had a clemency hearing asking his sentence to be changed to life in prison. A man accused of setting a house fire that killed 2 dogs made his first appearance in court yesterday. Police say 42-year-old Rodney Barnhill set fire to a home near Chief Garry Park on Wednesday night. Police say there were several people in the house when the fire started. All made it out safely, but 3 dogs got trapped inside. Barnhill's arraignment is set for February 6th. Well, a man was arrested for allegedly crashing into a Spokane Valley deputy's patrol car while under the influence. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says deputies were responding to a crash when they say 63-year-old Raymond Jones slammed into a patrol car with the deputy still inside. The deputy was hurt but is expected to be okay. Jones was booked into jail on a $10,000 bond. Well, let's go Zags. The Gonzaga Bulldogs got a big win last night. They beat the University of San Francisco Dons 77-72. Gonzaga is now 5-1 in conference play. The Zags hit the road tomorrow as they take on Pacific at 7 p.m. That is a look at your morning rush.
Starting this month, farmers will be required to pay their workers overtime when they log more than 40 hours in a week.
While the idea may sound good to some, many farm workers are actually opposed to the new regulations. They say the new law prompts their employees to cap their hours, resulting in less pay. The Center for Latino Leadership gathered at the state capitol yesterday. They argue the measure is backfiring, especially for seasonal workers.
Now they're having to stay here 52 weeks a year to make the same amount of money, or less. In many cases, it's less than 40 hours a week. We've taken away their profit potential.
No overtime! No overtime!
In a statement on its website, the United Farm Workers of America, a labor union that testified in favor of the original bill in 2021, called the exclusion of farm workers from overtime pay racist and is actively campaigning for OT pay to be extended to all farm workers nationwide.
The U.S. Postal Service is commemorating the Lunar New Year with the new Year of the Dragon stamp. The Postal Service hosted a special event in Seattle's Chinatown International District to unveil the new stamp yesterday. The gold signifies prosperity in the coming year, while the red is considered lucky.
This stamp will have 22 million copies of the Dragon stamp. And again, the series is so popular because we have over 1.5 million people in the United States and surrounding that are very interested in that new Lunar Year stamps.
Now you can buy the new stamp at the post office and online. The Lunar New Year is on February 10th.
The semifinalists for the James Beard Awards were just announced.
That's right, and a few Washington and Idaho restaurants and chefs actually made the list. Washington appeared in the nominations for 7 of the national categories, including Bar Basetto in Waitsburg, which was nominated for Best New Restaurant. Aaron Versosa from Archipelago in Seattle was nominated for Outstanding Chef, and 7 other chefs made the list for Best Chef in the Northwest and Pacific.
Well, 4 chefs from Idaho were also nominated in the Best Chef Mountain Division. The award recognizes exceptional talent and achievement in culinary arts. So here's the list. Salvador Alamia of Amano in Caldwell, Don Ansataji in Ansatz in Boise, and Ben Barlow and Heather Logan of Stanley Supper Club in Stanley. The winners will be announced in June.
And that brings us to our wake-up call this morning, because we are asking you, what is a restaurant that you recommend to people who are visiting in the Inland Northwest? And we've gotten a lot of good ones this morning already from our viewers, and it's already making me hungry. One viewer writing it, Indigenous Eats. They were their first customer. That's really awesome.
Oh, wow.
Another one saying Fresh Soul in Spokane. That's a great one. Las Chevelas. We've had them on the show before. They are amazing.
The Berea.
Yes.
So good.
So amazing. So many good ones in this morning. So text us your recommendation for somebody who is coming to visit the Inland Northwest. You can text them to us at 509-448-2000 or post to social media and use the hashtag #UpWithKREM.
6:10, another check of our weather forecast, where conditions are going to be pretty cloudy for today with rain arriving late on for tonight. Most of our computer models keep that rainfall at bay until almost midnight this evening. But you can see the showers already on the west side, very scattered near Seattle, a lot more widespread over western Oregon as you see via Doppler radar. But that is that moisture and the rainfall that will eventually be crossing the Cascades and arriving as early as 7 p.m., but likely closer to midnight tonight to lead off this weekend. And that warm and rainy weather pattern does hold for the rest of the month and even into early February. So coming up, we'll give you the timing details of this weekend's rainfall and just exactly how warm we are anticipating those final days of January to be.